Hi guys, it's Anne. Thank you for joining me. Some days we just want to give up on this process, don't we? I mean, wow. What an unbelievable, expansive journey this is. We are talking humongous energies that are coming in consistently here, moving us into a new mode of operating that has never been experienced before. I mean, it is a collective energy transformation, and it is definitely some days one questions the choices we made to get here and to why me, but we continue to move forward. We know this is continues to be a very important time for so many people as we come into our knowing and understanding of self. I mean, this comes with aspects that some people, don't realize and don't feel the extent of the energies that are influxing. I carry a very high frequency. I am energized through my body and have been for a very long time. So I feel these as a high sensitive, physically feel these energies on an ongoing basis. And I'm feeling these energies consistently, regardless of what the tools are telling us. It is a time of very big change. So we continue to understand the value of the role that we all play here, but it has been something else. I'm quite blown away on a daily basis. Some days I don't know how I get through this and function, because holy moly, it definitely is a lot. A message I got the other day, because what I am feeling, so I pick up on the collective energy, which is why I've been doing these energy reports for so long. I cannot help it. It's just something that I constantly am feeling. So what is coming through, and this is going to be no surprise to you, but it has been, we've been dealing with some energy drainage issues where we are remaining, there's some open areas that are pulling the energy out of us. So we really have to create that energetic protection around ourselves, if you will, understanding where we're holding on to. This is the key here, to these old ideas and thoughts about who we are. So these are resurfacing. This is a major theme. It has been for a long time, because we have been working on collectively this clearing of these these programs that have caught us in this trap of being less than, of being fear-based, of being controlled by the words and actions of others. And this is now changing. So we're feeling this change. We're feeling this density. And I want to say it like that because it's just so frustrating some days when we've done all this work and we still feel this density. So you have to come back to the mastery. You have to come back to yourself and to what is triggering us. And to know, this message that came through yesterday, because I am dealing with some of these, spiraling through some of these old patterns and behaviors, but came through and I wrote this down, is you are safe, you are safe, you are safe. So you also are safe. We are safe. This is part of this process here. We tend to worry about things. We're feeling this anxiety, this physical exhaustion, this anxiety of all that we are processing as part of this role that we're in does not get recognized or valued by really anybody, but it is an actual role that is very exhausting and it's a new earth role, very tiring, as we are creating and bringing through and anchoring it. You know, this 5D New Earth environment was anchored quite a long time ago, but we are responsible for maintaining that, for helping others bring through and understand what is happening to get us here. And it is a lot of work that does not get recognized, and it takes us through some very big loops as we move this transformation, as we alchemize this process, and we keep it moving forward to this creationism is what we want to focus on. So we are safe, you are safe. It is just part of this process and has been challenging. The past number of days have been absolutely, wow, spiraling through again some of these older emotions we're hanging on to, self-value, self-worth questioning. Again, why me? Why is it I have to go through all this? And seemingly people are fine. Did I make the right choice here? Yes, we're getting indications. We're getting indications of how powerful we are. We're getting closer and closer here that there's going to be even more and more roadblocks and barriers perceived, okay? Roadblocks and barriers as the ego mind is jumping forward and through with clicking onto those push buttons that we all have, triggering us in very, very unique ways to each of us. And I think you know what I'm talking about. So it is definitely really making us stand very strong in our ability to stand in our own mind and to reel the damn thing in some days. It's trying to run rampant with these fears of abandonment and rejection, and all of these things have been resurfacing, and we're forgetting again the true nature of who we are, which is to have gratitude, to live in joy, to really come from the heart, to really, really open up that heart space, to really work on these days, it seems, remembering all of the good, all of the sacred, all of the true things that make your heart sing. And to really put that out there is what we need right now. And this should be natural, right? But again, this is a bit of a tug of war here, a polarity mix. So we're all feeling this energy. So yeah, it's been definitely on the side of energy draining, having to rest more for sure. But, and maybe I'm repeating myself from my last video, but I want to say the inputs, that what is coming in is phenomenal. So many people are further and further along in this self-healing journey, in this journey of understanding our true capabilities, of bringing in more and more open knowledge, understanding things from a greater perspective. There are so many people that we are following along this unseen mission here, collectively, without really even realizing it. Similar messages are tied through, and this is part of how it works. Various individuals, each person having their own special role, and it is quite phenomenal here what we're doing. So it's all of this stuff that's coming in, the downloads, the power is where we know, we have a deep knowing, a card I just pulled, deep knowing. This is a reminder that that is our intuitive knowing, that they're watching this, we're talking, we're communicating here to remind ourselves that we are making huge strides and progress. Hence, the reenactment of some of this distraction and density. So we are free and sovereign beings. We are able to self-validate. We have to really fall back on this self-validation mode once again, to really look inside ourselves to find the good, to ignore that repetitive overthinking brain sometimes is coming through, trying to pull us off track. Yes, It's there, but we don't need to necessarily pay attention to it. It's often very, very wrong. But big energies, big changes, really looking and working on how to work with the energies. This is part of the mission here. Understand we are on the precipice of major change. So yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. It's not that big of a change for me personally. I've been dealing with these high frequency energies for years now. It's nice to see, I have to say, it's nice to see so many people that are starting to really investigate and come on board and understand how different aspects of what's happening affects them. So whether this be the metaphysical or the sciences or whatever, it is a lot more people are starting to kind of get these indicators of why they feel different, could feel different. I mean, it's very cool, the number of people here that are going through this huge ascension process, moving into this new experience and learning how to play with the energy to create your reality, to really working towards creating a better planet for us to live on. That's really based on understanding from an emotional intelligence perspective that others are just in their own states and parts of this journey. We are all collectively connected here. Pretty fascinating stuff when you start to break all this down. It does take time. This is a journey, and wow, things come up. Some days I wonder, but we keep on keeping on here. That's really what I have for you today. I'm just buzzing along here. Very hard to summarize the amount of complexity, simplicity, information, all coming in, integration, all coming in quickly, fast and furious. So we hang on, we keep our seatbelts fastened, we find the joy in our lives, we connect with others. I think that's important to learn, to manage these skills, to really put yourself out in situations, to not hide away. Personally, I think this, maybe it's my Gemini moon, but to not hide away from the world, but to really practice those things that you learn, to know that people aren't out to get you. So many of us that are highly sensitive are picking up on these energies of others even more now. We're getting more and more attuned and sensitive to this, and it's hard. I know that I can trigger people just by standing beside them sometimes, but we have to recognize that it is just them experiencing their own version of themselves through us. Not always the easiest when you are, you know, a sensitive person. We want people to like us because we're nice people, and it's hard some days, but I think that's a big part of the lesson, is to learn how to not take offense to things, to not be defensive, to step back and allow them to have their own view and experience without having the ego come and try to justify everything. That in itself is a mastery skill, I have to say, to not want to be the know-it-all, because the more I go through this process, the more I realize what I don't know. Fascinating. It's like, it's just so expansive, the potential and the possibility. I'm not even going to begin to say I know what's going on. I just know that it is very big what many of us are going through here. And all of you are all here for one reason or another as part of the involvement in this evolution. Really important role that you play here. So hang tight. We have to make the best of it, as difficult as some days are. So I don't have all the answers. I know personally how hard this is. I have my own days of questioning things and of being strong and continuing along here. But we do, and we find the joy, and we see the miracles, and we understand the synchronicities. We ask the questions. We ask for help and support and for answers. We set intentions, and we manage our own energy. So these are things that are all practiced every single day as part of the skills of our personal mastery and self-actualization here. So all of you are doing this, I know, on a regular basis. And also, I want to say, when we don't know, it's okay. There are voids that happen. We don't know the answers. We don't know what to do next. We don't know what the next move is. And that is perfectly okay, because I know some big changes are moving through for me, and I just don't know what they are. I'm not making any huge plans at this point. I'm just really personally rolling through some tremendously challenging energies and doing the work the best that I can. And that is all that any of us can do. We can only be our best version of ourselves, and that's enough. So to me, I rest as much as possible knowing I am doing the best I can. The bigger picture vision is based on love. It's based on making the world better than it is. And when we start to uncover these truths, we know there's a lot of work to be done. That's what I have for you today, guys. Thank you all so much for following me and for watching, and we will definitely talk soon. Bye.